What's up, everybody? It's Dr. Jeff. Today we're talking about fathers. Since yesterday was Father's Day in most parts of the world, I thought it would be a good time to just say what's up to the fathers. Now, let me start off by saying being a father it's not a requirement to have genetic children. So, in other words, there's lots of fathers that didn't birth children. Fathers can be coaches, fathers can be community members, fathers can be, you know, there's a lot of states for fathers that do not involve just genetic kids. Now, when I was in anthropology undergrad, I had to take a kinship class, and kinship class was really cool. It talked about just the way people view relationships, and Western culture is pretty much one of the only cultures that views family based on genetics and bloodline. Most cultures view family based on relationships. So if you are living in a community that has, where you're like a part of this community, well, you're a father figure or you're a mother figure to lots of people. In Hawaii, where I lived for a while, and I have family that live over there, you have lots of aunties, lots of uncles, that aren't biologically part of your family, but they're definitely relationship based, definitely part of your family. So I just want to start off by saying being a father, and of course for mothers too, but I'm talking about fathers because it was Father's Day yesterday, but being a father does not mean only genetic bloodline, it means relationship. So with that being said, what's up with all the dads out there and the fathers? What's up with you guys? Are we setting an example? Are we being protectors? Are we being supportive of our partners? Are we being community members? Are we showing the kids and the young adults and our peers what it's like to be responsible and to do the right thing? What goes on behind closed doors, is very important for what the vibe that we emit out to the world eventually shows. People that are not men, that are not fathers, often are confused by our behavior sometimes. And because our behavior is not always exemplary, a lot of dads and a lot of fathers are struggling, right? And so sometimes dads can get a bad rap. So what we're trying to do as a culture and a community, especially at Rythmia, is we're trying to empower dads and fathers to be who they are as people. And that doesn't mean one way or another. There's a whole range of different expectations of what a dad is, but the way I see a father, right, and the way I view me being a father, I'm a father to my kids, but I'm also a father to to my staff, to my patients, to my friends. Sometimes, they're fathers back to me, right? And so what that means for me, being in this position where I'm able to support people and help people and lead people sometimes when it's needed, and also follow when it's needed, which is also just as important. What I view is having honor and respect. And respect is really important in my world. And I grew up with a culture that was based on respect. Respect for other people, respect for your elders, respect for your family members, respect for your community, and respect. Now, some people don't necessarily warrant our respect depending on their behavior, of course. Now, I'm not going to respect somebody that's abusive, but what I am going to try to do my best is respect other people, right, and treat them in a way that's loving and appropriate. And when you show respect to people, it goes a long way. And just this pops into my mind. It's like, when you meet somebody sort of new and maybe through business or something, or a community member or a friend of a friend, and you see how that person treats somebody that, like, let's say you go out to dinner and that person you just met is like rude to the waiter or rude to the valet parker or whatever, right? That is such a bummer. That is such a bad vibe, because that's not showing respect, right? That's not showing honor to other people about the process they're in. It's just so not cool. That just for some reason popped into my head. So I just think being a man, and whatever that means, there's a range of what that means in society. I'm not trying to pigeonhole into any certain thing, but being somebody that is a father and that respects other people, that tries to, right? What that means is that we have a lot of responsibility. And And it's not better than somebody else's responsibility. It's not more than, not at all. But what it is, it's something that we want to do to facilitate an environment of safety and facilitate an environment of love and of peace and of knowledge and of mutual respect amongst other people. So I think because yesterday was Father's Day in a lot of parts of the world, I just wanted to talk a little bit about this and just kind of rally the men out there and rally, anybody who identifies as a man or a father, whoever that is in the world, whoever that might be. It's time to get, refocused. It's time to lead by example. It's time that behind closed doors, how we behave is transmitted out into society. So what I mean by that is if I'm just with a bunch of dudes that are my homies or my brothers or whatever, and we have a certain way of talking, that way of talking is respectful, even behind closed doors, that way of existing is not something that is secretive or that is, it might be private. We might be talking about private things, but it has to be a way of talking and behaving that we would be comfortable doing in front of other people, right? Men, women, and children, right? And that we would be comfortable talking like that outside of the closed door environment. So I think like once society moves past this like boys club mentality where it's this secretive thing and that everybody is showing mutual respect to other people, that's going to be helpful to everybody. And it's going to facilitate an environment where men and women and everybody else, and I don't mean that to be, I'm trying to use the right language, guys. I'm born in 1969, so I'm trying to say it the right way. However you identify as a person, we want everybody to be mutually respected and mutually honored and mutually loved and get what you want out of life with the appropriate sort of way to do it that doesn't hurt anybody, that gets everybody focused on being happy, right, and being successful. So, I just think like, I don't know, man. It's like a lot of stuff is getting changed around right now, and I think it's really good. I think it's time for a wake up call for everybody. Race relations, government sort of issues. I'm always involved in a controversial area. Myself being somebody that's advocating plant medicine over oftentimes a Western approach. Even though I was trained in the Western model. But I just think like right now is a turning point for a lot of us, and it's something that we have to take seriously because our kids are watching. And if you guys have kids or kids and you have a family dynamic and you're responsible for young ones, you're seeing how these little ones and young ones are interacting. It's very different than us adults. Thank God, right? It's very different. I could line up my kids and ask them questions about what they think about life, and it just blows my mind because it's like so cool. It's like the best. So we don't want to crush those hopes and dreams and crush that positive vibe that's happening. We want to facilitate it and let it nurture, let it grow. So all of us old timers who feel that like, well, we know everything, that's crap, right? So we have to get past that and let the younger people grow and have that shift occur that is coming, right? And so we're either on board with the shift, or we're not. And there's ways to do it in our own personality way. We don't have to do what anybody else tells us how to do it. I don't have to do it the way somebody says I got to do it. Right? But what I got to do is have true, honest intentions and have love in my heart and respect for other people and move forward as a man, as a father, move forward towards production and healthiness, right? That's what we want. So the reason why this is relevant to Rythmia is because when you do plant medicine and go through our program, what you see is not only your role in the big picture and how important you are to the universe and to the world and to everything that you're involved in. Not only do you see that, but you also see the big picture. You see what's actually going on. You see how things are evolving and what it all means. And then you see it at your level and what's important for you. So you see a microcosm and a macrocosm of everything happening. And when you can see not only your own role, your own identity, your own purpose within this big picture, and you see the big picture, it gives you so much clarity. It makes things really, really focused. It helps you see things the way that you need to be successful and to fulfill your responsibilities and to fulfill like your destiny, I guess you could call it, right? So it's very, very important. And so plant medicine helps do that. Meditation helps do that. Yoga helps do that. Personal development helps do that. Exercise helps do that. Positive thinking helps do that. Healthy eating, all these million things help you do that. There's a lot of things that help you do this. Okay, but what we're doing at Rythmia is unique because it's very quick and it gets you right down to it fast. And then you can start to facilitate other things and other holistic practices and other awakening sort of vibes to have this focus and to continue the momentum forward. So that's what we're doing at Rythmia. So pretty soon the border's gonna open up in Costa Rica, and we're gonna have a flood of people come down. So be sure to book your stay and get yourself focused on what you want to do, because this is the time for change. This is like, we all see it happening. Let's get the personal change handled. Let's do what we need to do to be productive, positive, and grounded with ourselves, because then everything opens up. Doors open up. All kinds of things open up for us. So look forward to meeting you at Rythmia. Pura vida. See you next Monday. Thanks for watching.